They told me you can't do that here, Beanie. It might sound good in one of your books, but this is a construction site. You can't build a learning environment here. But I didn't start with a touchy-feely feel-good program or some poster. It started with a shelf. One shelf, a few books, a marble, a cricket ball, and a football. That's how you build a learning environment. Not with noise, but with signals. Signals that say, we improve here and we think here. We actually give a about getting better together. Human beings don't just need motivation. They need a purpose, autonomy, and a shot at mastery. When you build that into your environment, your team will grow and they will improve. And what happens next is they start to own the change with you. You want to build your culture? Start with a shelf.
All right, back to basics. The Cooltown project. I speak to it a lot. First thing that I did when I went there, and it didn't turn around just because of me. I want to make this very clear. There was a fantastic team that turned it around. But the first thing I did was go back to basics, put the score up on the board. Every day I used to, regardless, we were forecasting we're going to earn 2,200 hours a shift and we were earning 1,200. I kept pushing that number up in front of everyone's face every single day with the question, how do we get more? How do we drive that number up? Every project has a number that tells them the truth. They're looking at a report that's talking about it, but not actually dealing with it or looking at the truth. We are way too complex with this and try to complicate it way too much. It works on a construction site, same way that it works with a football team. Same thing, the bellyache. I'm tipping Melbourne Storm's had 6 losses straight in a row. There's a big turnaround coming because they'll do this again.
They just look flat and they look like they have very low confidence with their football at the moment. Now, in 2012, I remember we went through a period similar to this. We lost 5 consecutive games. And I remember the 5th consecutive game we lost against the Dragons down in Wynn Stadium. And Craig Bellamy come walking out into the middle of the field, met me post-game, and he looked at me and said, I don't know where to go from here. But all we spoke about and what we did the next week was, hey, let's simplify our football. Let's not worry about all the fancy plays and whatnot. Let's strip it right back, make our tackles, complete our sets, and let's just work.
Make your tackles, hold on to the ball, complete your sets of 6, you'll win. Construction's no different. Prep your gear up, get the right people on the right tasks, and give them the best opportunity, get the equipment there, everything they need to do the job, and you'll start to win.
And it'll turn, and it did. I don't think we lost a game.
It'll turn
for the rest of that season.
Wow.
Once we stripped everything back and really simplified the entire part of our football and our preparation. They just look...
Strip it back to the basics, and you'll start to win. All right, so what did we have a look at this week? Sunday, we looked at, you shouldn't have to guess what good looks like. So we showed you how to set up a war room, mitigate the 12 causes of project failure with that. Then we looked at Boo's video on optimizing remote team performance. Might be a little bit noisy this afternoon. It's Friday afternoon. Everyone's getting ready to go to the pub. Except for Beanie, he's still doing a LinkedIn Live. But we'll get through this and get off. Monday, we looked at stop trying to run a 2026 project with the 1980s playbook. We threw up Jason Schroeder's planning system there. If you don't have access to that, get across and get it. We also spoke to same team, different results. Why that happened. Why sitting schedulers in a corner by himself gives you a surface level schedule that will never actually work in the real world. We then looked at why average is over. That's the theme of the week. Back to basics, average is over. And the report looks clean, but the project doesn't feel quite right. I'll explain to you what's going on right there. And of course, today we're on back to basics, man. It's Friday. So when you're ready to go back to basics, school.com/Scrum, head across there and jump into this program called the Catalyst Academy. What we do with Catalyst Academy is strip it back to basics and get everyone to do their reps, get 90 ORCA sessions under their belt. So they're good at creating a continuous improvement loop every single day. Because the quickest, this is a line I come up with the other day, and my AI always told me I need to stick to this. Construction doesn't get fixed from the boardroom down. It gets fixed from the work front up. So you need as many people as you can at the work front fixing this. That's how Dave Marquette, he did the same thing, turn the ship around. You read any of these stories about high-performing teams and how they turn things around, they did it from what the Japanese call the gemba, the work front, up. Didn't come from making another rule. Didn't come from sending out another update. Get to the gemba where the work's done. Find out what the people are struggling with. Empower them to make decisions. Make progress. Get back to the basics. And it will all turn around. Haven't seen an ORCA before? You're about to see one right now. Ready to ORCA. Claude? Have you run an ORCA with your team yet? Hot dog, yes you have. Red Cross and a hot dog, not a hot dog, no you haven't. Home day. If you haven't seen this before, it asked me that because when I'm away, I need to pack a specific kit with me if I'm going to try and live stream while I'm traveling. Welcome back. May the 1st, 2026, 4 months gone. We're well into the second quarter. The second quarter is gone already. 1% of your day, audience live debrief, real work, real results, let's go. Step 1 is the objective. We're locking in. What was the objective today? The objective today was to not to teach, not to coach, not to do anything else, but say if you want to get your team performing better, help them, strip it back to basics, then get them inside the Catalyst Academy, which we're doing right now, live on LinkedIn. One clear directive, run a focus live, one clear offer. If you want your team to perform better, strip it back to basics, get in the Catalyst Academy. It's running right now. How's it tracking? Yes, it's running right now. How it's tracking is we'll get that feedback over the weekend when we see what sort of reach. Actually, the reach is starting to climb. So it's starting to stick. We're getting more watched minutes, a lot more watch minutes on these videos. Good sign. Watch minute climbing means the message is landing and people are staying. That's the Sam Whitelock principle in action. Repetition is working. Is there a gap anywhere? Are we debriefing a win? The gap still is. I could do a lot better with my content. Make it land a lot better at the start of it. Mind you, my good mate Gideon Shalwick's just done a video about, he reckons yapping videos are good. So I need to get across and have a look what he's talking about. But I think I can just get the messaging clearer at the front end of the video. I need to probably spend a bit more time prepping and working out what I'm going to say in the first couple of minutes. This part's easy. So all I do is tell old mate Claude what my problems are and he listens to me. Gives me a kick in the backside, it says get on with it. So the gap is opening. The first 2 minutes aren't sharp enough yet. What is opening? Why isn't the opening getting the prep time that it needs? Because I haven't scheduled into my day time to actually do that. Probably should be doing a practice run before I do the lives, so I don't spend too much time editing, don't overthink and try and polish too much. No schedule prep time for the opening. The first 2 minutes are being improvised instead of planned. Yeah, that's not 100% right, okay? So they are planned. So when I do work with the Banger bot to write my LinkedIn posts, it writes a live intro. But if I go and read it straight from, I have it sitting up there on notes and I like to speak to a couple of key points. I just need to do more reps. I just need to do more practice, probably 2 or 3 practices. Actually, this is a good thing to do. What I need to do is do 3 practice runs of the live intro, which I read from Apple Notes before I do each live. That way I've had a couple of runs added already. I'm not really trying to think about what I'm going to do, and I can just let go and let my brain execute. Before I tell you what the objective is for tomorrow, I've actually stolen that idea from the book I've been reading called The Inner Game of Tennis. The idea that performance improves when you stop trying to control it and let the body execute what's already learned. That's what I need to be doing, okay? 3 practice runs removes the thinking. By the time you go live, the intro is already in the muscle. What's the objective for tomorrow? Well, tomorrow is a Saturday. So as you know, we pushed the objective to later in the day. And the objective tomorrow will just be purely, it's a long weekend. So I'm just going to keep it simple. The objective tomorrow is to just get my rep in again and get the lives done. Good, and since today is Friday, Saturday live runs 4 to 6 p.m. Is it in the calendar? It certainly is. "30 days, 1 month of ORCA Live. The watch minutes are climbing, the offer is getting clearer, and today you found a fix for the opening. 3 practice runs for every live. That's in a game. Let the brain execute what it already knows." Can you lock that into the prompt, or do I need to get the prompt rewritten so that you ask me and we can track that? You asked me, did I do the 3 practice runs before I started the live? Because what I'm going to do next is update this prompt even further and create a live artifact that pushes data from this and gives us a little dashboard for, like the All Blacks talk about, a map of daily self-improvement in the book Legacy. I don't know if I really asked a question in there, or he might come back and say, "What do you want here, Bellamy? Giving me some bullshit instructions." I think I need to just rewrite the prompt. 2 things. Let me enter both straight. Locking in the practice run checked. Add this to the prompt and copy paste it to your prompt builder. Yeah, okay. Do not change anything else before starting the debrief. After home check, ask, did you do your 3 practice runs of the live intro before going live? If yes, proceed. If no, note it as a gap to debrief in the results step. Okay. The live dashboard, the legacy map of daily self-improvement. That's a build worth doing. A running artifact that tracks across every ORCA streak, root cause patterns, actions set versus actions completed. Improvement over time. Visual, simple like the All Blacks map where the team is improving. That's not a prompt rewrite. That's a separate build with Claude, a React artifact that pulls the data from each session and shows the pattern. Do you want to build that this weekend as part of Saturday's live? That would make a powerful piece of content, building your own improvement dashboard live on air. What sort of time will we be looking at to build that live? Could I do that during a live? Could I build that in under an hour live off my phone? Or would I need to do it off the desktop? See how this creates that continuous improvement loop, what I talk about, the catalyst loop. See the signal, stop, fix it, teach it to someone, spread it, share the learnings, spread the learnings. Honest answer, desktop, not phone. Under an hour is tight, but possible if we're focused. Here's the reality: we'd be building a dashboard that tracks daily streak, root cause patterns, organisation plan, execution, action set, first completed. Simple version, 20-30 minutes on a desktop, doable live. Full visual dashboard, 45 to 60 minutes. Tight for live, but possible. Phone not viable for the build, too much copy paste. Do the build tomorrow before the live, 30 minutes with me on the desktop. Then go live at 4 p.m. and show the finished dashboard to the audience and walk them through what it tracks and why. That's better content than watching it get built. Show the results, explain the thinking, demonstrate the map. Want to schedule that build session? Okay, 2 things I need out of you. Can you schedule that session in my phone? And what I need you to do is drop a prompt that I can give to the Claude wingman that writes my LinkedIn posts to tell them this is what we're going to do live tomorrow. Please create the banger post around this. Always prompt. A lot of my prompt. I don't sit and type. I basically, this thing here with Claude and this thing here, very rarely use anymore when I work with Claude. Everything's by voice, like I'm doing right now. If I want to use another AI, so I use Copilot a fair bit for work. I also use ChatGPT to do the images now, all the images that you're seeing. I go voice to Claude, say I'm going to use this AI, whatever it is, research its capabilities, have a look at it. I want it to do X, drop a prompt out for me. And it does the prompt, bang. Simples. Other red hot tip. Stop telling AI how to do things. Ask it. See what I did just then? What I did? Okay, 2 things. I'm like, can you schedule that session in my phone? Back before I asked it, how would I do this? How would I go about it? How long will this take? Don't think you're smarter than the AI. Do what you're good at and let it do the stuff that's high cognitive load that you don't need to be doing. Session done. Saturday 10 a.m. built ORCA dashboard with Claude. 15-minute reminder goes live at 4 p.m. Second, the LinkedIn post prompt for your wingman. Hey wingman, there you go. So read the prompt for me. I'll take that, drop that into there. Keep an eye out. Have a look at tomorrow's post, and you'll see that it's got this. So I'll give this to the wingman. Hey wingman, tomorrow Saturday live is going to be different. Here's what we're doing and why. Write a banger post around this. Benny's going to go live at 4 p.m. on Saturday to reveal a live build ORCA improvement dashboard, a visual map of 30 days daily debriefs, street tracking, root cause. This comes from All Blacks concept. The hook, most people know they should improve. Nobody sees it happening. This dashboard makes it the invisible visible. Tone, dangerous, direct, built for operators who are sick of improvement programs that don't stick. Call to action, tune in Saturday 4 to 6. Link to construction school. All right, I promised you that we'll show you. Earlier in the week we said we showed you what good looks like. That was a good war room. If you want to see how I built that one, go back and watch last Sunday's post. I'll link to it in the comments below. This is what a great war room looks like. This is where I'm going next. This is next level. Take it, use it, make it a great week, and we'll speak soon.
Welcome everybody out to another video on the Lean Superintendent YouTube channel and LinkedIn channel. We got Josh over here. Josh, how you doing, my brother?
Good, how you doing?
Let me just real quick show the grandeur and majesty of this room. So these weren't that expensive, right? These were like $2,500 a piece.
Yeah. Yep.
And you've got your not little, holy cow, what am I doing? You've got your command station over there. Take us through this, if you don't mind. I was blown away at your war room here.
Yeah, so logistically, it's pretty simple. We've got one desktop computer. It's an Alienware. It's a nice computer to be able to support all of these screens. At one time, when we were in the heart of this project, we had another screen on each side. And we call this our VDC room, Virtual Design and Construction, because it started with, this is where we would do all of our BIM coordination, clash detection. It's really turned into a war room. So we've had, we have meetings in here with schedules pulled up, and we're able to, I'm able to come over here, look into them. We've got the model pulled up with somebody driving it to point to this, and then look on the floor plan and say, this is where we're talking about. I'm able to come over here and pull up the schedule and say, this is where we're impacted. I'm able to have the job site cameras, since we're a mile away from the site, to say, this is where I'm talking about. It's really, from a tool perspective, it's given us the ability to just, do all of our planning in this room. So it's been a great